I thought it was about time that I talked about my collection of Coty Le Mans perfumes. So I have the two flankers. I actually did also buy a kind of the modern take on Le Mans, but the bottle I got had definitely gone off. So I can't really review what that one would smell like. It just kind of to me smelled kind of sour and peppery and weird. But I do have both the Orchid version, the flanker, and the rose flanker. I've actually had these for years. I got them from eBay. So I thought I'd run through kind of what they smell like and how to try and make sure you get the right thing if you're looking for these, because the smaller bottles especially, they don't actually say what they are on them anywhere, which is very annoying. But let's talk about Le Mans. So I'm not going to talk too much about the original or the history of it, but if you guys don't know Coty Le Mans, then this is a perfume that has, I mean, it was launched in, I think, 1927. Or yeah, I think it was before the 30s, so it was definitely sometime in the 20s. And this is somewhere in the wheelhouse of Chanel number 5. So this was kind of the attainable, affordable alternative to the aspirational Chanel number 5 back in the 20s that allowed a larger number of ladies to enjoy that kind of beautiful floral aldehydic, you know. I mean, Chanel number 5 is kind of chypre style, but I think Le Mans is kind of softer. It's a bit more floral. It's a bit easier, a little bit more baby powdery. It has less of the sharpness and the harshness that you get with Chanel number 5. Don't get me wrong, I love Chanel number 5, the eau de parfum specifically, but Le Mans is a much easier going perfume for me personally. It's really easy to wear. Part of the reason I find this easy to wear, I'm sure, is because I used to wear Le Mans. This is the original in the centre. I used to wear Le Mans when I was a kid. So basically, when I was about 7 or 8, I started wearing the body spray of Le Mans. I thought it was really clean and pretty and really ladylike. My grandma used to buy me it. She tended to buy me the little things that had both the body spray and like a soap, you know. So I used to put the soap in my drawers to make my clothes smell nice. And this is just a gorgeous, gorgeous, very soapy, baby powdery, floral aldehyde bomb. It's absolutely beautiful. So I still love this. I still wear this one. And I think this 30ml bottle I think I have here, I think this cost me about £5 in the UK, which is crazy. But anyway, so you can see this is the original Coty Le Mans. It has this very kind of yellow juice inside. It has gold lettering and it has the gold around the lid. And so these modern ones, as you can see, they've got slightly different lids. These old lids are so cool. These are a little bit more simplified. These have a little kind of diamond on the top, and this is just totally plain. But this is the original, and you can normally tell from the very yellow juice. The notes in the original Le Mans are aldehydes, neroli, peach and bergamot in the top, mid notes of ylang ylang, rose, jasmine, geranium and orchid in the mid, base notes of musk, sandalwood, vanilla, tonka bean, vetiver and Virginia cedar. So I definitely get a huge amount of those fizzy, bubbly aldehydes. It's super soapy feeling. And then mainly for me on my skin, I get the ylang and the rose. So I always think of this as quite a rosy perfume, but there's definitely a decent amount of ylang ylang here. It's musky and it has that same kind of sweet, slightly woody, slightly vanillic muskiness that you get in things like Jovan Musk and Chanel number 5. So it's an absolute beaut, and I think it's really, really wonderful. But if we look at the flankers, so actually, you know what? I might start with this one, just because this is the one, you can still get this in body spray form. I've seen it a number of times. So this is Le Mans Fleur Rose. Let's move this to the side. Because Fleur Rose, as you can see, has a very pale pink juice. It's got a silver lettering on it, and then it has a silver lid. So this one is the easiest to kind of recognize if you're looking for it on the grey market. If you're looking on eBay or something and you see a lemon that has silver lettering and a silver lid, then it's going to be the Fleur Rose. Now, Fleur Rose I find to be obviously, as you can expect, a more rose forward, just a little bit more flowery generally, I think, and a little bit more fruity than the original. So the notes in Fleur Rose are strawberry, bergamot, peach and neroli in the top. The mid notes are rose, peony, jasmine, ylang ylang, freesia in the mid, and then the base notes are sandalwood, musk, vetiver and vanilla. So when I first spray this out, I get a bit more of the fruit, and then it gets very flowery. I do think it's a little bit more challenging when you first spray it compared to when it dries down. And I think with the original lemon, it's almost, I mean, it definitely changes a little bit, but I think you kind of get a feel for it straight away. It's just a little bit more vintage feeling, and then it dries down to be this kind of clean, soapy, floral. Again, maybe with a hint of something baby powderish, but not massively. So the Fleur Rose, I wasn't mad for the body spray of this, and I don't love it when I first spray it, but the dry down, it's very pretty. It's very feminine, even more feminine, I'd say, than the original lemon. And it definitely has a little bit, I mean, I don't know that you'd smell it and go, oh, that's strawberry. But there is a fruitiness here, I think, from that peach and strawberry that changes the general smell of this one a little bit. And I don't really get the same kind of aldehydic explosion in this. This one for me is a little bit more like baby powder than it is soap. So I find it less soapy and more, it's not quite body lotiony, but it does smell a bit more like a body product. It has that feel of... So like I've got the Demeter baby powder perfume, and I also have the Nivea, like the blue Nivea, the Nivea cream. Nivea creme, I think maybe is how you say it. I've got the perfume of that as well, and this is kind of in that realm. But what I think's the nicest about this, the more it dries down, the more the vanilla comes through. So by the time you've had this on for about an hour, you're really getting a kind of creamy sweetness mixed in with the rose and the peony. I think this one, it's got some freesia as well, but I think the ylang and the jasmine and neroli are kind of low down in this mix for me, on my skin anyway. And it just does become a kind of creamy, sweet, baby powdery floral, but it still has a little hint of that original lemon. So it's really, really pretty. So I really like this one. I don't think they make the perfume version of this, sadly, anymore, but they definitely still make the body spray because I see it quite a lot. And then, so this guy, this is the Lemon Caresse de Orchid. So this one is harder to recognize if you're just looking at this like on eBay or something, but you can see it's got a slightly pinky, almost like a rose goldy kind of color, this liquid, a little bit of a pinky tone to it. And then it has also a gold, but the lettering on this isn't quite as gold. It's a little bit more kind of burnished if you compare it to the gold on the original lemon. You'll see that that's kind of a yellow gold on lemon, and then this is more of a dark kind of slightly bronzy gold on the Orchid. So Lemon Caresse de Orchid, this has in the top notes black currant, bergamot, orange blossom. In the mid notes it's red rose, rose petals, orris, orchid, jasmine, hyacinth, lily, ylang ylang, and then the base notes are vanilla, sandalwood, oak moss and vetiver. So this one, I think this is the most traditionally unisex smelling of all of these. This, I think, doesn't list aldehydes, but I really get an aldehydic smell when I spray this. I get that fizzy, a really fizzy, slightly sharp and slightly acidic, like almost like You know, in things like Cabotin de Grez, you have the aldehydes that are actually fizzy and make your nose tingle. And I get even more of that in this than I do from this. And I think that's because like the blackcurrant in this is quite sharp. The bergamot's quite sharp. This isn't as sweet as this one, and it's nowhere near as sweet as this. This is like the rose is the sweetest out of all of these, but it has kind of a natural floral sweetness once it dries down. But it's sharp. It starts off very, very fizzy, bubbly, almost champagne-y aldehydes I get from this, and it's weird that it doesn't list aldehydes because I'm pretty sure it does. It's definitely closer to the original Le Mans in terms of it feeling soapy as opposed to kind of baby powdery. This definitely has a powdery quality because the orris in this comes across quite irisy, almost on me like a kind of makeup-y iris. So it's got a slightly makeup-y feel about it. And I think, let me just have a little sniff because I've got it on my arm. It's earthy. It has much more of an earthy quality, this one, which I'm assuming is coming from the orris root, maybe a bit from the oak moss. So I am getting orchid. I'm definitely getting a recognisable orchid note here, which is very, very pretty, really, really nice indeed. But then I'm also getting a bit of a hyacinth once it dries down on my skin. Like I can recognise here, it's generally a floral bouquet. I'm not getting tons of orange blossom. I'm not getting tons of jasmine. I'm not getting tons of lily. I'm surprised by how much rose is in here compared to like what I'm getting on my skin. But I'm getting orchid and hyacinth with quite a lot of an irisy scent. And it's very, very pretty. It's really, really nice. Oh, my white balance has really lost its mind now, hasn't it? But I think this is very pretty and quite easy to wear. It definitely smells a bit challenging when you first spray this. The more it dries down, the more beautiful it becomes. So, I mean, I think that these are really lovely flankers. It's a bit of a shame they don't make them anymore. And honestly, the reason this has taken me so long to make is because it's going to be hard to get these if you're interested. But I wanted to make it anyway because they are in my collection and they've been like hidden away in a box in the dark, keeping nice and cool. But it's about time I took them out and started properly wearing them because they're very, very pretty. They're really nice. I actually also have a bigger bottle of the orchid, and it's even easier to see that slightly pinky colour that you get here. Very, very pretty. Yeah, it doesn't even say what they are on the bottom, which is extremely irritating. But yeah, so you can see this one's almost a little bit yellower. But this is the kind of colour that I was looking for, and these actually came as a pack together as a pair. So yeah, this is the kind of colour you're looking for if you're looking for the orchid, and then you're looking for just more of a kind of pale baby pink if you're looking for the rose. But yeah, I mean, I think that these are really beautiful perfumes, and I have to say, they all definitely smell related. You can tell that they're kind of in the same family. They're flankers that have a definite noticeable DNA to Le Mans. But interestingly, this is the one that when I spray this one, this I think fully smells like a Chanel. It smells like a Chanel perfume. It almost has the DNA of the house of Chanel. There's something about maybe the rose in this that was making me really feel like it smelled like Chanel, almost like one of the Chanel exclusive range. So I think this is really, really pretty, really beautiful. And this one, what I think about this is I think if you put this in a Byredo bottle, people would be loving it. I think aldehydes are kind of getting a bit more fashionable again. You know, people are loving things that smell like clean and soapy and just fresh, and I really like the modern version of these perfumes as well. For me, these are clean, soapy, musky, pretty perfumes that just make me smell like laundry, but in more of a kind of vintage soapy way. And I also love things from like clean beauty, so I like the clean classic clean, the original. I like they're things that smell like laundry detergent, and these are just, I think, the vintage take on that soapy clean smell. I think they're really beautiful. But anyway, yeah, so I hope that you at least found this interesting, even if you're not planning to go and try and find any of these perfumes. I feel sure that my subscriber Portia, if you're watching, I know that you are, I think you have both of these. I think you've told me before that you have these, so I hope you enjoyed this, and let me know down below if you agree with my takes on them or if they smell different to you. I'll be really, really interested. If any of you guys have these or have had these, please let me know below. And yeah, I hope this was enjoyable. If you're a subscriber, thank you very much. If you haven't subscribed to my channel and you like my ramblings, please do subscribe. It makes a massive difference to my channel. Thank you again. Thanks for listening, and see you soon. Bye, guys.